days ago, but here we are, 10 games and 3 cities later. It's time to wrap it all up this afternoon in the road trip finale against the Tigers inside Comerica Park. The Twins are sporting a 5-4 record so far on this stint away from home, and today they hope to not only make it another winning road trip, but they'll look to add to their 23 road wins, which happens to be the best mark in all of baseball. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Motor City. I'm Audra Martin. Even if you are one of the best teams in baseball, there's bound to be a few hiccups along the way in a 162-game season, and that was certainly the case last night from the Twins in Game 2 against the Tigers. But leave it up to this Twins team to have a tough loss, yet still find a way to make offensive history. Last night, it all happened because of Nelson Cruz. When he smacked his 10th home run of the season in the top of the 8th inning, he helped the Twins become the first team in baseball history to have 7 different guys with double-digit home runs before the 70th game of the season. That already matches its total number of Twins that had double digits all of last season. It's certainly another impressive storyline surrounding this team, but it's just a small piece of the more important, bigger picture.
I don't think you focus on that. I mean, it's pretty cool that they're happening, but what I could imagine is the type of at-bats they're having, the type of chemistry that these guys are building together. Those are the fun parts, and the results are a result of that chemistry and those type of at-bats consistently.
It's about winning, you know. I think records are meant to break, you know, but winning is the key, and we all fighting for the same goal, you know, win games.
The Bats will look to come up big once again to support Jake Odorizzi, who's going for his 9th win of the season. Dick Bramer and Burt Blyleven are on hand to break down his recent dominance on the mound, and it's all coming your way next.
Got it. Slow breaking ball. Got it. Swing and miss. A tailing fastball.
Patiently, quietly, faithfully, worship me.
The Twins have played very well on the road, and no one has pitched better on the road lately than Jake Odorizzi. He'll make the start this afternoon for the Twins as they hope to head home with a 6-4 road trip. And we welcome you to Comerica Park. Dick Bramer along with Burt Blyleven. Now, it sounds like hyperbole, easy for me to say. It sounds like hyperbole, but it's not. Nobody in baseball is pitching better right now than Jake Odorizzi.
Yeah, I mean, he is red hot. Jake Odorizzi, over his last 7 starts, he's only 6-0. He's got an ERA of under 1, 41 2/3 innings over his last 7 starts. Only 3 runs allowed, and those came in Anaheim in 1 start on a couple home runs by the Angels. Other than that, he has been lights out, so no reason why he can't continue here this afternoon.
That's the hope as the Twins take on the Tigers in the series and road trip finale, hoping to head home with 6 wins on the longest road trip of the year. Enough on the Twins so far this year, so we hope to have uninterrupted baseball with the Twins hoping to head home with a 6-4 road trip and a lead in the division at least as big as it was when the road trip started. The Twins hit the road with a 9.5 game lead, and that's where it sits right now. The Twins have done very well against all the divisions this year, 13-6 against the American League Central. It'd be nice to head into tomorrow's off day at home with a win here today. This is the lineup that the Twins hope will produce that. Brought to you by Menards. Jorge Polanco, Mitch Garver, Nelson Cruz, Eddie Rosario, C.J. Cron, Max Kepler, Miguel Sano, A-Ray Adrianza, and Byron Buxton.
And today's starting pitcher for the Detroit Tigers stats are brought to you by Home Furniture, and that is left-handed pitcher Ryan Carpenter, 28 years old, making his 6th start of the year. He started down in the minor leagues. This is just his 11th major league start and his 2nd against the Twins. He got his first major league win last year in August in Minnesota against the Twins, and his only other start against the Twins.
Check out the Tigers in the field. They go Christian Stewart, Jacoby Jones, Nicholas Castellanos across the outfield, Dawel Lugo, Nico Goodrum, Harold Castro, Brandon Dixon in the infield, and John Hicks will do the catching. Twins have faced a lot of left-handed pitching lately. They faced Matthew Boyd here the other day, beat him. And now they'll take their swings against Ryan Carpenter. First pitch popped up wide of first, chased by Dixon. And it is out of play, 1 strike.
Yeah, scouting report on Carpenter again, 6'5", 230. He has a 2-seam, 4-seam fastball in the low 90s. Changeup. He'll throw a slider over his curveball. And he throws his fastball about 52% of the time, his changeup 10%, the slider 28%, and then the curveball about 10%. So tries to mix them all in.
Check swing, 1-1. Twins as a team hitting an even 300 against left-handed pitching this year.
Got some guys in a lineup that are hitting him well, like Polanco's hitting 341, and let's add to that total against lefties.
Probably more than any other Twins hitter, Polanco hits the ball where it is pitched from both sides of the plate. That pitch was on the outer part of the plate, and he just flicked his bat out there and got a line drive single to right. And now Mitch Garver. Garver's been crushing left-handed pitching. 30 at bats, but a 400 average. That includes a couple of home runs. Haven't seen the Twins do much in the very first inning of games. Obviously, they've done very well overall, but there's a ball hit right over the bag at third. Garver pounces on the first pitch. Polanco to third. He's going to be waved in, and the Twins take a 1-0 lead on a pair of hits to get the game started.
This is exactly how the Twins scored their first run yesterday, except for Kepler walked to lead off the ball game. It was Polanco that drove Kepler in on a ball into that left field corner. And here today, Polanco base hit. Garver hugging that third baseline. See his 6th double of the year, driving in his 25th run. So Mitch not wasting any time, jumped on the first pitch from Carpenter. And then the little ricochet in that corner allows Polanco to be sent home.
And now Nelson Cruz has homered in 3 straight games. Checked his swing and took a strike. Cruz pulled his home run yesterday well over the bullpen area in left field.
Yeah, they measured his home run yesterday at 445 feet. Pretty good blast.
Strike 2 over the inside corner. And Cruz has really done well against lefties. Just 267 overall. Cruz against lefties, but over the last 30 days the Twins have done really well. Inside, almost hit him 1 and 2. And again, it's not just the right-handed hitters who are doing it. Rosario's doing well against lefties. Kepler's doing well. But in particular, Buxton and Garver have been crushing left-handed pitching. 1 and 2. They're really trying to get the ball in on Nelly Cruz.
Yeah, Twins hitting 271 as a ball club. They've hit a lot of extra base hits. In the notes today, it said 45.3% of the Twins hits have gone for extra base hits. That's the highest in baseball. 137 doubles, 10 triples, 121 home runs.
Fouled back big, cut by Cruz. And of course that's reflected in the slugging percentage. And again, the Twins are on a pace to shatter the major league mark for team slugging percentage in a season.
There's the numbers right there. Highest in baseball. 45.3 extra base hits.
Start this day with 121 home runs in 63 games. Popped up, it's back and out of play. And the Twins have hit home runs on this road trip, 15 of them. That's right about their average, a little less than 2 home runs hit per game. But they've also given up 15 home runs, and that's been the surprising thing. The Twins have a home run gap of 41 on the season, but on this road trip, it's been 15 and 15. Down and in, and it's 2 and 2. Polanco already in the dugout with the game's first run.
Carpenter making his 6th start. He's coming off a 7-inning performance in his last start where he won his 2nd major league game against the Tampa Bay Rays.
A blast to left, but it's foul.
Wow.
Into the second deck and then back down. 2 home runs to the opposite field, 1 pulled yesterday, and it's great to see given how long he was out with that sore wrist.
All right, so it's a powerful man that, you know, he uses a whole field to hit his 370 home runs in his career.
I've been proven wrong many times before, but you just get the sense watching this at bat that Carpenter is not going to get Nelly Cruz to swing and miss. 10th pitch in this at bat.
Carpenter's allowed 7 home runs in his first 5 starts.
Two and 2 to Cruz. Fouled away. 11th pitch of this at bat coming up, which means there have been 6 2-strike fouls. Carpenter reloads. And Cruz sends a high fly deep down the left field line.
That's gone.
Stewart looks up. It is gone. Cruz with a home run, and the Twins jump out early 3-0.
Well, whatever Carpenter was trying to do out there, it didn't work. 12 pitches in this at bat. Finally, Cruz, as you mentioned, Dick, he was not going to strike him out. He was going to make contact, and boy, did he ever. 4th straight game in a row that Cruz has been starter. As a starter, he's hit a home run. Home run number 11. Twins take an early 3-0 lead.
And for the team, home run number 122. Rosario will hit. 15 pitches into the game, and Carpenter's already behind 3-0. Ball 1.
And believe me, as a starter like Odorizzi, you say thank you very much. Early run support.
I was thinking more of the starter Carpenter as that Cruz at bat was unfolding. You got to feel kind of helpless if you're out there and you realize I'm not going to strike this guy out. He's had some good swings against me. Wave and a miss, 1 and 2. Rosario hitting lefties at a 267 clip. Excuse me. Wrong page. A 273 clip. A little bit better than he's hitting righties. Tap to the right side. And Dixon to the bag, 1 away.
Well, let's do the Pizza Ranch for the win. And I come up with early run support for Jake Odorizzi and stay hot, OD. So early run support, there's 3 for you already with 1 out here in the 1st inning. Now it's up to him to stay hot.
Crone also crushing left-handed pitching. I didn't mean to dismiss what he's done against lefties when I singled out or doubled out, I guess. Buxton. Hitting well and Garver against left-handers. Crone's hitting them at a 360 clip, which is only 3rd on the team against left-handers.
And 6 of his 14 home runs have come against left-handers. And C.J. Crone fitting in nicely. See, over his last 30 days, hitting over 400.
2 strikes to Crone. Inside, 1-2. Gardenhire's team played one of their better games yesterday in beating the Twins. They did everything better than the Twins did yesterday. Now Crone shoots one to right field, and that ball is caught by Castellanos. Almost sailed over his head. We've seen Crone show some power to the opposite field as well. 2 down.
And there's your typical C.J. Crone swing that we have seen almost all season long. When he does make contact, boy, he gets the barrel of the bat and the ball just jumps off his bat.
And Kepler's been swinging it pretty good against lefties lately as well. Had the 3 home run game against right-hander Trevor Bauer in Cleveland the other night. Checked his swing, took ball 1.
Carpenter originally signed by the Tampa Bay Rays, 7th round out of Gonzaga University in Spokane, Washington, back in 2011. Is actually released by the Rays, signed by the Rockies in their minor leagues, and then a couple years ago signed by the Tigers. He started the season down in AAA Toledo. He had 7 starts down there. He was 1-4 with an ERA at 4.15. Again, Tigers looking for starters and some help in that department.
Driven to the gap in left center field, and that ball will land in the gap all the way to the wall. Kepler will round second and hold up there. Another extra base hit against a lefty. That'll bring up Miguel Sano.
Twins have 4 hits in this inning already. 2 doubles, a home run, and by the way, a single. Fastball away. Good piece of hitting by Kepler. When he does that, boy, he can get hot. Hit those 3 home runs in Cleveland. Took an 0 for yesterday, but here's a good solid swing. A double, his 16th of the year. Excuse me, 15th of the year.
And now Sano. Pitches up, ball 1. And talking about Sano this morning, Rocco Baldelli was saying the quality of the at-bats are more consistent, better than Sano's disappointing 2018. Check swing. Did he go? Yep, 1-1. Now that's a check swing, and we've seen Miguel apt to have a lot of strikes on check swings, but we haven't seen as much of that this year as we saw last year. Or is he hoping for at least 1 more run here in the first? Outside, 2-1. And Rocco was talking about Sano's ability to have longer at bats, seeing more pitches.
Yeah, this is pitch number 30 for Carpenter. Try to get the final out here in the first inning.
Two and two. Two and two to Miguel Sano. Check swing. And now 3-2 with Adrianza on deck.
Jeff Kellogg, the first base umpire, said he did not go too far that time. Brian O'Nora behind the plate calling balls and strikes here this afternoon. There are the umpires.
Ball tapped foul.
Well, it was a bullpen day yesterday for the Tigers, so they're hoping that Carpenter can get deep into the ball game. But he's having a tough time. 32 pitches, 23 for strikes. But he's already given up 3 runs on 4 hits.
Another 3-2 pitch. Grounder to third. Lugo has it, and he throws him out. Twins with 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them scoring on Nelson Cruz's 11th home run of the year. Of the first inning. Good man managing the Tigers, Ron Gardenhire. More than 1,000 wins as a Twins manager. And he's got his Tigers playing as hard as they can play, not as well as they can play, they hope. Menard's batting order has Nico Goodrum leading off, Kristen Stewart, Nicholas Castellanos, Miguel Cabrera, Brandon Dixon, Harold Castro, Dawel Lugo, John Hicks, and Jacoby Jones.
And Jake Odorizzi on the mound. He is our home furniture scouting report on Odorizzi. Making his 13th start, looking for his 9th win. The 1.96 ERA, the best in all of baseball.
Just where you don't want to be if you're the Tigers. Here's a guy who's given up 3 runs in his last 7 starts, and he's already got a 3-0 lead. 1-0 to Goodrum. 2-0.
Odorizzi making his 2nd start this season against the Tigers. He faced them back on the 10th of May in Minnesota. He gave up a single to Stewart in the first inning, or a hit to Stewart in the first inning, and then shut the door after that. Retired the next 20 Tiger hitters. Worked 7 innings in that ball game. No walks, 5 strikeouts. And Twins won 6-0.
And now 3-1.
Odorizzi 21 walks in 64 1/3 innings. Averaging a walk every 3 innings. Does have 70 strikeouts.
And Odorizzi walks the leadoff man. He did that in his last start too. Walked the second batter that gave him the first inning, and then didn't walk anybody after that. Northland Ford defense for the Twins, with Rosario in left, Buxton in center, Max Kepler in right. Sano, Polanco, Adrianza, and Crone around the infield, with Mitch Garber behind the plate. Goodrum aboard, and now Kristen Stewart. The 22nd walk issued by Odorizzi, but another one in the first inning. Tigers like to run. Goodrum can steal a base. And there's strike 1 to Stewart.
Yeah, he's stolen a base the first 2 games of this series. 1 here on Friday and then 1 yesterday. Odorizzi pretty quick home, very quick feet as far as throwing over to first base.
Soft single to center field. Goodrum around second. He'll go to third, and the Tigers have an immediate threat against Odorizzi. Runners at first and third, nobody out.
It looked like a curveball right there that just kind of stayed up a little bit for Stewart. Just smacked it into right center. So the Tigers trying to get back into this game quickly.
Castellanos, the batter.
Jake coming into this ball game 16 1/3 innings of scoreless baseball. Then he had that outing in Anaheim, but prior to that he had 22 1/3 innings of scoreless baseball.
Bouncer left side. Twins will try to go around the horn and do. A run scores. But the Twins bunching the infield together on the left side, and Castellanos hit it right to Sano.
Only the 2nd double play that Odorizzi has allowed, or been able to get, excuse me. And you give up 1 run to get 2, and that's exactly what the Twins did right here. You see watch the second baseman, Adrianza. He has to go over there and then cover second and then flip it over to Crone.
We talked about the other day. It's a tough play, and then Sano delivered a low throw. That's a heck of a turn by Adrianza. So 2 down, bases empty, a run in, and now Cabrera. to center, but Buxton trots after it to end the inning. Another leadoff walk has scored, but the Twins still lead 3-1.
One lead in Detroit as the rain has started to fall here at Comerica Park. We got some scoop from the clubhouse. Rocco Baldelli had some pretty high praise for A-Ray Adrianza earlier today, saying, trust me, you don't just stumble upon a player like AD. His baseball knowledge is off the charts. He's super talented, and he is a wonderful person. You have to love seeing a guy like that have the impressive numbers that he has had lately after having a bit of a slump earlier in this season. Ryan Eade says yesterday was surreal. The highlight, of course, was a strikeout of Jacoby Jones, not just because it was the first of his career and against a red-hot hitter, but because Jones is actually one of his best friends. They were college teammates and roommates, and Jacoby was actually in Ryan's wedding. He plans on getting that baseball and having Jacoby sign it. Guys?
Thank you, Andrea. A-Ray Adrianza with a line drive to right field, and even the outs have been very solidly hit. One down quickly in the second.
You know, Adrianza came over from the Giant organization where he was kind of up and down with the Giants. He got a little playing time, but here in Minnesota, he's really taken off. Spent a lot of time in the minor leagues.
He was very.
He appreciates every day he's here.
Here is Buxton. Strike at the knees. Adrianza, very briefly, I think he told me like for 3 days, was property of the Milwaukee Brewers. He never played for them. He was picked up on waivers by the Brewers, and then the Twins picked him up on waivers from Milwaukee. Popped up, short center field. That should be an easy catch for Jones. Actually, he's going to give way to the right fielder, Castellanos. 2 down quickly here in the second, and that'll get us back to Jorge Polanco. Polanco poked a single to right and then scored on the next pitch. Garver spanked a double over the third base bag, and the Twins had a quick lead. Outside, ball one. Carpenter allowing 4 hits and 3 runs in the first, now hoping for a quick 1-2-3 second. Polanco squares and takes ball 2.
A couple curveballs there to Polanco.
Fastball, called a strike. We've seen it this year. Polanco can pick up hits quicker than anybody the Twins have had, maybe since Kirby Puckett. In terms of hits, extra base hits, having a phenomenal year.
34 already multi-hit games for Polanco.
And that's called a strike. 3-2. Push to the right side, right to Dixon. And Carpenter has his 1-2-3 second inning. Up a leadoff walk that led on, but the Twins still lead 3-1. After the game, the Twins fly home. They'll have an off day tomorrow, then open up a week-and-a-half-long homestand. The Tigers have an interesting schedule coming up. They have an off day tomorrow, and then open up a series in Kansas City that will finish in Omaha. They're playing the first 2 games in Kansas City, then they're flying to Omaha to help promote the College World Series. They're actually playing the Royals in a game that counts. It's not an exhibition. It's a game that counts, but it'll be played in Omaha. 1-0 to Brandon Dixon. High fly center field. Buxton back, plenty of room out there.
Death Valley out there. 420 right there behind Buxton as he Caught it near the warning track.
We were discussing it the other night at Tiger Stadium, the old ballpark in Detroit here. It was 440 to center. Were you able to exploit the distance in center field?
No, I exploited the short porch and right. That's what I exploited.
No, but you know what I mean? I mean, could you pitch to the cavernous center field at Tiger Stadium?
You try to, but Lou Whitaker would not let me do that.
Here's Harold Castro. And there is strike one. Well, Odorizzi's a fly ball pitcher, and so Tigers can hit it as far as they want out to center field, and it's probably going to be caught. But what we've seen and appreciated so much about Odorizzi in his great 7-start run, weak contact in the air. I mean, infield pop-ups where the infielders actually have to come, or outfielders actually have to come in to catch the ball.
Yeah, Odorizzi's still goal is to try to get the ball down, but his windup and everything, the way he finishes, a lot of his fastballs take off up in the zone. The last couple pitches right there to Castro were down. But he also elevates that fastball at 93, 94, and it's got that little bit of get up on it. That's where he's picking up a lot of his strikeouts.
And even though he walked the leadoff batter, his reputation is that of a strike thrower. That's why this is just his 15th pitch of the ball game. Fouled back, and he gets a lot of that high fastball. He'll get the weak pop-ups, but he'll get a lot of foul balls.
Foul balls, and that creates that high pitch count that sometimes he gets into. Only 2 times this year he's gone 7 innings.
But one of those times was against the Tigers, and he gave up 1 hit and no walks. Only struck out 5.
There's that high fastball. So Odorizzi picking up his first strikeout.
I asked Jake the other day about this run that he's been on. Let's take a look at the high fastball, and he says he's not thinking about his mechanics this year. But that pitch that's 6 inches up out of the strike zone, and a hitter's eyes get pretty big, but they just can't catch up with it.
Well, there's the how much he trusts that fastball, almost 60%. In his last start, even more than that. So you find out what's working for you. And his last start coming against his former organization, the Tampa Bay Rays, where he worked 6 shutout innings against them.
Fastball upstairs and a foul ball.
But threw 108 pitches.
Right. Lugo, the batter. On the outside corner. One fastball after another. Anyway, he was trying to explain to me, and my job was trying to explain it to the viewers, and I'm not sure that I can do that as well as Jake could, but his mechanics are so sound this year. He's not out on the mound thinking about things. He's got great muscle memory right now. Foul back. And obviously pitching with an awful lot of confidence to be able to throw that fastball as often as he did in his last start. You've got to have an awful lot of confidence in it.
Well, you know what? Some guys have quick arms. Some guys, I think Carpenter has an arm that's just not as quick, especially on his breaking ball. But Jake has a very quick arm, the whip, once he releases that ball.
Another foul ball. 20 pitches, 15 strikes, and 4 of them were to Goodrum to start the ball game. So since the walk, he's thrown 16 pitches and 15 of them strikes. Actually, it was a 5-pitch walk, so reconfigure my math. 15 pitches since the walk and 14 strikes. And another foul.
A lot of times you'll see pitchers, when they let that ball go, they'll really bend their back toward home plate, and sometimes Jake is kind of a stand-up type of follow through that he has, and that too the reason the ball is up. When he gets down on top of that ball, he'll create that good angle. but most of his pitches are letter high and up.
Breaking ball got him. Good inning for Odorizzi. He set down 5 in a row, and the Twins have a 3-1 lead. Front, Garver has an RBI. Nelly Cruz has 2. And it'll be Garver leading things off for the Twins here in their 3rd inning. And yes, he's been mashing against left-handed pitching. Look at the list here.
A pretty good list right there. You got 6 guys in that lineup that, Gonzalez is not in the lineup here this afternoon, but Jason Castro's done a good job too against lefties.
Garver didn't waste any time. He pulled a double down the line on the first pitch he saw from Carpenter in the 1st inning. Up high, called a strike. Garver, Cruz, and Rosario in the Twins' 3rd. And outside. Out in front of the off-speed pitch, 1-2. In Cleveland, the Yankees have knocked Shane Bieber out in the 2nd inning, scoring 5 runs against him.
Same guy that shut the Twins offense down.
1-2 to Garver. Close pitch taken for ball 2. Swing. And Garver headed to the dugout before they even appealed.
Yeah, he knew he went too far.
1 down. That'll bring up Cruz. Statcast AI powered by AWS. One of the highest home runs hit this year.
Look at that launch angle at 43 degrees. That baby was up there.
And that may be better than anything hit lower. Is a perfect example of how strong this guy is. For a lot of hitters, that's a pop-up or a medium deep fly ball, but it just kept on going and cleared the wall and left. Strike 1 to Cruz. Oh, that took a wicked hop, and it got past Dixon into right field. Looked like Dixon was going to be able to cover the ball, and it may have hit the edge of the grass and spiked up a little bit.
That's what's so nice to see about a veteran hitter like Cruz. We saw him pull that ball in his first at bat here. Looks like Carpenter threw something away, and he just hit it sharply past the diving Dixon into right field. So Cruz with a couple hits. Ball actually got past Dixon very quickly.
Rosario, the batter, he tapped out to Dixon his first time up. That's hit to left. And Stewart running towards the line makes the catch. That's the 2nd out. Light rain continues to fall here, but again, we don't think it'll be anything that will jeopardize the playing of the game. North Dakota State University night at Target Field, presented by Alaris, is June 11th. That's Tuesday night. Limited number of NDSU night ticket packages are available that include your ticket to the game, plus an exclusive co-themed NDSU Twins cap. You can log on to baseball.com/NDSU or call 800-33-TWINS to learn more. Strike 1 to C.J. Crone. He lined out to the right fielder Castellanos his first time up. Driven to right again, and this one will die in front of Castellanos. Cruz slams on the brakes. And there's runners now at 1st and 2nd for Kepler. A couple of opposite field hits for the Twins. And now Kepler, who doubled to the gap in left center field his first time up.
Another reason I think where we see even C.J. Cron, that batting average, he hit 254 last year. He's hitting 274 coming into this ball game. Just taking that pitch away the other way. The home runs will come. But if they're going to pitch you away, go that way.
And that's what Carpenter did to Kepler on the outer third of the plate. And Kepler bashed a double to the gap. It's fun to watch. I was lucky enough to watch it in the mid-'80s. Not so much Kent Herbeck, but Gaetti and Bernansky, they figured some things out. And when you see young hitters who get the experience and develop the pitch recognition and all of that, and when you see it come together, it's fun to watch. And that's what we've been seeing this year. Popped up near third. Lugo crossing the line, still fighting the wind a little bit, makes the catch. And he doesn't know it, but that's the third out. Twins leave 2 aboard. They lead by 2. Great start earlier this year. Tigers just 1 hit allowed.
Yeah, the double by Stewart in the first inning. Then he shut the door. 20 straight outs retired.
And he gave up a hit and now has retired 5 in a row since the first inning single by Stewart. Hicks and Jones and Goodrum will bat here in the third. Breaking ball fouled back. Mentioned earlier the Twins coming into today had hit 15 home runs on this road trip, but they had also allowed 15. And so they got the perfect guy on the mound because Odorizzi has been really stingy with that. Giving up the home run ball. He's only given up 4 this year. 2 of them were in that game against the Angels. And so we'll see if he can keep the ball in the yard again here today. 2 strikes. Fastball got him.
And 3 straight strikeouts now for Odorizzi. Get ahead in the count, see if they'll chase that pitch up in the zone. Exactly what Hicks did. The ball got by him before he could make contact.
1 down, and now Jacoby Jones hit a couple of home runs in yesterday's game, but did not hit one against Ryan Eads.
You know, a lot of times you'll see left-handers and they'll say, boy, he's sneaky fast. And I think that's a little bit about Odorizzi, how he's kind of sneaky fast.
Generally clocked at 93. I think we've seen 94 a couple of times. But again, the velocity that's been maintained because of his very sound mechanics. Everything is, what you guys who know a lot about pitching say, everything is on time. You know, it's
like a pendulum swing.
Right, it's a fluid delivery. You know, it should be anyway. Two strikes to a guy who hit 2 out yesterday. That was the damaging one there.
Yeah, 3-run home run, then a 2-run home run off the bat of Jacoby Jones. That one hitting the fair pole right there.
0-2. Odorizzi did not win the American League Pitcher of the Month in May. That went to Chicago's Lucas Giolito. But not only do I think he should have won the award, I actually voted for him. Very high again, 2-2. When you go a month and the only pitches you'd want to call back, there's only 2 of them in an entire month, that's pretty good.
Well, Giolito, I believe, was 5-0.
Right.
He and Odorizzi had great months. Odorizzi was 4-0.
2-2. 3 in a row that have caused Jones to back away. You see Jake that wild very often.
Take a look at his delivery right here. He sets up, balance point, and he's a guy that doesn't overstride. You can see him come over that left leg and doesn't really bend his back as much as you'll see other pitchers. But he kind of stands up once he releases that ball like that. But again, very quick arm speed.
He missed upstairs again, a check swing fouled away.
Odorizzi coming in 8-2, an ERA under 2. Last year, kind of a frustrating year for Jake in his first season with the Twins. He was 7-10 with an ERA about 4.5, and just froze Jones on a breaking ball.
A lot of high fastballs, and then one that looked like it was another high fastball in ball 4, and it bent over the plate.
So 4 straight strikeouts for Odorizzi. It's almost like he told Jones, okay, you know, you had a couple to swing at and you fouled them off. Okay, take a look at all the pitches. Almost all of them were fastballs except that one. I believe that was a changeup.
And now Goodrum. Big cut, hit a high fastball, 1 strike. Goodrum drew a 5-pitch walk and then scored a few pitches later. Stewart singled him to third, and then Castellanos bounced into a double play. Doesn't bite that time.
.34 pitches, 25 strikes for Odorizzi. Last 4 outs retired via the strikeout.
Fouled back 1 and 2.
You know, today's game, all they talk about is launch angle, how hitters are, you know, trying to get that uppercut, and Jake's able to get that ball just above where a lot of these guys see that ball. They see the whole ball, but the ball just jumps on them.
One and 2 to Goodrum. 2-2. I read an interesting article this morning about Kyle Hendrick of the Cubs and how he has changed how he's pitching. And his fastball is in the upper 80s, but you know, Hendrick has been so good down low getting sinkers, and now he's throwing 4-seamers high, and he's almost unhittable at 87, 88. So there's a reason we're seeing more pitches up at the belt. Got him looking.
Wow.
Struck out the side, 5 straight strikeouts, and a 3-1 Twins lead. Is presented by Chevron, the #1 selling brand in the Twin Cities, and by Grand Casino. The best stories start here. He's not necessarily enjoying the score, but he's enjoying his day at the ballpark.
Make it get down.
Twins lead at 3-1, and Miguel Sano will lead things off for the Twins in the 4th. Driven to right center field. It's hit a long way to the gap, and that ball is gone. Sano with a monster shot to the right center field gap, and it's 4-1.
Well, we talk about the strength of Nelson Cruz. My goodness, that ball right there was hit hard and long.
Second home run of the day for the Twins. 6th of the year for Sano.
Well, Carpenter going with a fastball away. And Sano and his power gives the Twins a 4-1 lead.
And now Adrianza.
That's a long way out there.
Adrianza drives one hard to center field. Cut off in the gap by Jones. Adrianza lined out to right field. And the Twins are doing quite well against Carpenter. Even the outs have been hit hard. And that'll bring up Buxton.
Measure that home run of Sano, 436 feet.
Not bad to the opposite field. Buxton popped up to right field his first time up. Byron, who does not have a bunt single, ran out of the box, strike one.
Yeah, it looked like he tried to bunt that in front of Lugo at third, and really with a left-hander on the mound, those are the ones you want to push and go towards second base with it. Well, Carpenter threw 33 pitches in the first, and then the second and third innings, and he needed only 21, even though he gave up a couple hits, pitches to get out 6 outs. But it's a new inning. Home run and a single.
Eight hits already for the Twins. This is just the 18th plate appearance.
Adrianza at first base has yet to attempt a stolen base. Carpenter thrown over there 3 straight times. Make it 4. I got to count 2-2 to Dixon.
Might be safer throwing to first than to home plate right now. Foul back. It's 0-2 to Buxton. Tap to the right side, and it's wide open. Adrianza will round second and go to third. Buxton took advantage of the shift and dribbled a base hit to right. First and third, nobody out.
That's good hitting right there by Byron Buxton.
We've seen him try to do it. Successful a couple of times, but this was a thing of beauty.
It really was. You know, you try to protect the plate, and you see where nobody at second base. Byron just taking that pitch the other way. So runners at the corners, nobody out.
And Polanco the batter. Drive to left center field and deep, going back is Stewart. On the warning track, makes the catch, tagging from third and scoring is Adrianza. A sacrifice fly, and it is 5-1. Here's a quick word from the Minnesota Lottery.
See where summer takes you. Play the I'm Into Summer scratch game for a shot at $100,000.
Polanco picking up the RBI, his 34th of the season. The Twins take a 5-1 lead.
Garver with an RBI double and a run scored in the first, went down on a check swing in the third. Just outside, ball 1.
Buxton at first base, 10 stolen bases in 13 attempts. Gets a throw over.
It's interesting. You look at the 9 hits. Only 2 of them have been pulled. Garver's double obviously went right over the bag, and then Cruz hit the towering fly ball that cleared the fence down the left field line. Most of the hits have gone to the opposite field. Adrianza got his to essentially center field. (2-0) to Mitch Garver. And it all goes to what we said about Polanco after his first inning single. If the pitch is out there, hit it with authority to the opposite field. And that's all part of the mentoring that Cruz has given this team, but also the maturity that these developing hitters have shown. Garver took 4 pitches, and now Cruz will hit with 2 men aboard.
It's a first walk for Carpenter. And Rick Anderson, a pitching coach, coming out.
Perfect timing, because now we're going to get today's big story from Audra Martin.
Yeah, and guys, the big story is all about the long ball. Angels up 3-2 on the Mariners last night when Tommy La Stella decides to lead off the 4th with a solo shot. Next batter would be Mike Trout, and we know he's pretty darn good at hitting home runs, so he follows in suit with a solo shot of himself. So third batter, guess who it is? It's Shohei Ohtani. Why not join the home run party, right? 3 home runs. It's the first time they hit back-to-back-to-back home runs since September 3rd of 2016, which also happened to come against Seattle. It was an easy 12-3 win last night for the Angels, guys.
Yeah, the Mariners come to town to take on the Twins at the start of this homestand. They fired up the bullpen for Detroit. Austin Adams, who briefly pitched for the Twins, looks like he's going to be the first reliever in for Detroit today. Cruz pulling a 2-run home run down the left field line and then singling down the right field line. A breaking ball that loops outside.
Yeah, again, yesterday was a bullpen day for the Tigers. They used 5 relievers out there, so Adams was not used.
To left and hit well again. Stewart back, leaping,
nice.
Making a great catch up against the fence. Kristen Stewart catching a laser off the bat of Nelson Cruz.
That's a great catch right there. Great concentration by Christian Stewart. That ball looked like it was going to maybe be off the fence. Almost out of the ballpark again for Cruz, but Stewart goes straight back and then leaps right there. Makes a great catch. Look at his eyes. Look at the concentration as he bangs into the fence. Nice catch.
And now Rosario 0 for 2. Rosario with a bouncer to first and a fly ball to left.
Yeah, Eddie got to get on the hit parade here. He's the only starter that does not have a hit yet. Good time to get one right here.
Dug out by Hicks. Just didn't hit the dirt. 1-1. Skies are brightening a little bit. Glad to see that. Off the plate. Carpenter pitching as best he can here to all the right-handed hitters away, and now Rosario getting pitches away. Base hit center field. Buxton flying around third. He'll score. Throw coming to third base, and Garver is safe, and on his way to second is Eddie Rosario with an RBI single.
So Eddie getting involved in the hits today. He picks up a RBI on his first hit.
And he didn't pull his hit either.
Well, ball away, and he just waited back nicely and lined it up the middle. So Rosario reaching out, picking up his 51st run batted in. And Ron Gardenhire out to the mound to remove Carpenter.
10 hits so far, 6 runs, and they knock Carpenter out in the 4th. Into the Tiger bullpen. The 2019 Google All-Star ballot is now open. Make sure the Twins are very well represented. You can vote 5 times in a day to receive access to a $10 ticket for the Twins Rangers series leading into the All-Star break. To learn more and to vote, visit twinsbaseball.com/vote. Twins still aren't done here with Buxton having crossed the plate. 2 men out there for C.J. Cron.
Austin Adams coming into the ball game. He made a couple relief appearances for the Twins back in probably the middle part of May, and then the Twins tried to send him down, and he was selected off waivers by the Tigers back on May 26th.
Showed velocity, but lack of command. And the Twins needed a roster spot, lost him to the Tigers. One strike. Breaking ball, strike 2.
Adams, 32 years old, fastball, slider, changeup. He was with Cleveland for 3 seasons, up and down from 2014 to 2016.
Cron flips it down the right field line, headed to the corner, but twisting foul. Cron got a base hit to the opposite field his last time up and lined out to Castellanos his first time up. Just a really good approach to these at-bats. After a disappointing ball game yesterday, the Twins have really competed well here today. First against the lefty, now against the righty. Two strikes to the Twins first baseman. Up around the hands. Two more out there. Hit to the outfield. Should score a couple runs. Cron with a hefty swing. Still 1-2. Now Adams taking a lot of time. Another one flipped foul. Cron had somewhat of a breakout year last year, and he's continued his development with even more production this year. Pace to hit 35 home runs or so this year, with 30 hit last year.
You see the 96-mile-an-hour fastball, not a lot of movement, pretty straight from Austin Adams. Last year started the year actually in independent league, and the Twins ended up picking him up. Ended up going to Double-A last year.
High fly, right center field. It's got some carry. Castellanos going back. It's off the wall. 2 runs will score. Another opposite field hit for the Twins. C.J. Cron makes it an 8-1 ball game.
Well, Cron taking it the other way right at the 365 mark here at Comerica Park. His 14th double. He now has 43 runs batted in Weighted back nicely on that breaking ball. And almost went out of the ballpark, about 2 or 3 feet short.
Ninth man to bat this inning is Max Kepler. Fastball on the outside corner.
All 8 runs charged to Carpenter. So his line does not look good. 3 2/3 innings, 10 hits, 8 runs, all earned.
One and one. $11 hits for the Twins, only 2 of them pulled. Kepler takes outside, 2-1. Three and one. Sano on deck. And now a walk will put Kepler on first and get Sano up for the second time this inning.
Yeah, Sano started this 4th inning with a home run, his 6th of the year, to right field, and Rick Anderson, another trip to the mound.
Didn't take long to travel the distance that it traveled.
436 feet. You can see the degrees at 26 degrees. And the velocity.
You know, this Twins lineup has scored plenty of runs on this road trip. 46 in the 9 games coming into today. And that's an average of over 5 runs a game. That's good. That's nothing wrong with that. They've run into some good pitching, of course, in Tampa and Cleveland. But you just got the sense they were due to have a breakout game, and this may be it. Saw them score 18 runs in Seattle, 16 runs in Anaheim, 11 runs at home.
We just saw those numbers right there. This is the 64th game for the Twins, and 32 times they have had 10 or more hits. So yeah, it's a potent offense.
And they're sitting there in today's game with 25 home runs sitting on the bench. You got Castro, Scope, and Gonzalez, who, you know, were deemed due for a day off. That's 25 home runs on the bench. Sano takes ball 2, and Adams pitching to the Twins the way he pitched for them. Unfortunately for him, having a hard time throwing strikes. Dangerous pitch to Sano over the inside corner. A breaking ball. On this road trip, we mentioned Twins have been averaging 5 runs, a little over 5 runs a game. Well, that pace for a full year gets you over 800 runs. Swung on and missed, 2-2. Another breaking ball. Twins have been on a pace to hit or score about 940 runs on the season. Two to Miguel Sano. Driven deep to left, hard down the line, and foul. Not far from where Jacoby Jones hit the foul pole or the fair pole yesterday.
Adams left that slider up right there, and Sano hit it sharply, but it hooked foul.
And Adams will try again. 2-2 to Sano. Flip foul. Eleven hits for the Twins from 9 different players. Sano hit a home run earlier this inning. High fastball got it. Slider, I guess, at 87 miles per hour. Twins with a good inning. They score 5 times to open up the game. And 5 of them scored in the top of the 4th inning. Sanford health injury report. Yesterday was the 3rd straight off start for Domingo Germán. Remember how well he pitched against the Twins in New York. So he was put on the 10-day IL with a left hip flexor strain. 9 wins in the season. 4 earned runs in 6 innings. Gave up a couple of home runs to the Indians. He's trying to win the final game of that series. They're up 5-0. Now the 4th, and Stewart will face Odorizzi. Off the plate, ball 1. Stewart with the only Tiger hit. He just flicked a single into center field in the 1st inning when the Tigers got their run.
Yeah, just got a high breaking ball from Odorizzi. Odorizzi's retired the last 5 in a row on strikeouts. Struck out the side last inning.
Little mound repair there. Looked like he stumbled when he planted his foot. 2-0. And a strike on the outside corner. .40 pitches, 28 strikes. And he's retired 8 men in a row. Another base hit for Stewart. He's the only guy the Tigers have who can hit Jake Odorizzi.
He's 5 for 9 right now with that base hit against Jake.
Tiger Woods returns to Pebble Beach, the site of his most dominant major win, while Brooks Koepka is looking to make history as he attempts to capture his 3rd straight championship. The U.S. Open begins Thursday, 11:30 in the morning on Fox FS1 and the Fox Sports app.
You know, when you're up the way the Twins are right now, 8-1, sometimes as a starting pitcher, and I fell through for it a couple times, you get a lot of run support early. It's hard to keep your concentration, and you don't want that game to get away from you or let the other team back in. Saw that earlier this year with Barrios.
Yeah.
When he had that big lead, and sometimes you have to refocus and think, keep in your mind that it's a 0-0 ball game.
In Barrios' case, he had 4 shutout innings going, but he had 3 long sits in the dugout while the Twins were piling up 15 runs, and he couldn't get through the 5th inning.
Castellanos hit into a double play in the 1st inning. See if he can do it again.
High fly, left field. Retreating is Rosario, calling for it, making the catch, 1 away. And that'll bring up Miguel Cabrera. seen Cabrera pick up a bunch of hits. Just not the power that he used to have.
Wow, this guy can hit. He was born to hit. A .316 career hitter coming into his 17th major league season. And he's a guy that, you know, the Twins you look at and say, this guy uses the whole field. Why can't we?
Yeah. And hit with power to all fields as well. Up and away, ball one. So far, 2 starts against the Tigers. Odorizzi's pitched 10 in the 3rd innings, and only 1 guy's gotten a hit off him. 3. And that's Stewart. On the outside edge, and it's 1-1. Odorizzi's ERA right now is an even 2. Strike again in the same spot.
Well, he sounded like Frank Viola right there. He would know exactly what his ERA was.
Well, they flash it up on the board here.
Oh, well, Frankie had it in his mind. He knew he needed to get 3 outs to get an ERA, and ball clipping the corner. I'm sure Cabrera saying something to Brian O'Nora. Looked outside to me.
1-2. Frank was just showing off his St. John's University
math.
Math, right. And Cabrera chases, has some words to say to Brian O'Nora as he leaves home plate.
Right. Exactly what he's saying right there. Yeah, if you're going to call that pitch outside, I've got to swing at it. Well, Odorizzi says thank you. Strikeout number 6. It's a previous pitch, I think, that Cabrera questioned, and right there, Odorizzi went out a little bit further. And then Cabrera saying, you know, you made me swing at that. It's your fault I struck out.
Which umpires have probably heard a couple thousand times. Popped up, out of play, 1 strike to Brandon Dixon. Dixon hit a fly ball to center for the first out of the 2nd inning, and then Odorizzi went to work, striking out the next 5 batters. Just off the plate. 1-1.
Yeah, Dixon, a young man that the Tigers are looking at. This is his first season with the Tigers. Selected off waivers from the Cincinnati Red organization over the winter.
Checked his swing. Now it's 2-1.
Odorizzi making his 13th start here this afternoon, his 172nd major league start.
And now 2-2.
Jake first came up with the Milwaukee Brewers and traded over to the Tampa Bay Rays in his 2nd season with the Twins.
Just missed the outside corner with a breaking ball.
Come on, that's a strike to the best hitter in the game, Cabrera.
3-2. Stewart will take off early. There he goes. And there's strike 3. A leadoff single does no damage. And Odorizzi is pitching a gem again here today against the Tigers.
Patiently, quietly, faithfully, worship me.
Like that up-tempo music to an up-tempo game. Our Pepsi fans of the game, all smiles. The Twins comfortably in front right now at 8-1. A-Ray Adrianza will lead things off for the Twins in the 5th. To the left field corner. And another opposite field hit. Adrianza digs around first. On his way to second, and he's in with a double. Now as a left-handed batter, Adrianza hits one to the opposite field.
He came into the game hitting 280 as a left-handed hitter. Has 4 home runs from both sides of the plate. He has a couple. But right there, jumping on that first pitch from Adams, and good hustle out of the box. Gets his second double of the year.
12th hit for the team today.
Stewart gets it back in as quick as he can, but Adrianza and his speed slides in safely.
Buxton with a drive to center. Retreating is Jones, still going back, making the catch. And moving from second to third is Adrianza. Buxton hit it right on the nose, one away.
And good base running by Adrianza. He kind of was off the bag in case that ball's hit over Jones's head. He could score, but once he saw that Jones was going to catch it, he went back to second base and tagged up and moved over to third. So a deep fly ball out for Buxton. And Polanco has an opportunity here to drive in another run. He's already picked up an RBI with that sacrifice fly in the 4th last inning.
Infield in. 3 infielders to the right side of the mound. Ball 1. And now 2-0. The sacrifice fly for Polanco is 3rd of the year. He does not lead the team. Williams Astudillo, before he was demoted, had 4 sacrifice flies. Missing outside now 3-0.
And Brian O'Nora getting something from the Tiger bench.
Cabrera, we're told, who's as a designated hitter, of course, in the dugout. Still unhappy about the strikeout in the last half inning. And a strike, now 3-1. Popped up. And Lugo is right there to make the catch, 2 down.
Fastball up and in, and Polanco popped it up for the second out.
And for more on Austin Adams, let's go to Audra Martin.
Guys, when Austin Adams was called up to the Twins a couple weeks ago, he said in some ways that call was more special than the call for his major league debut back in 2014, and that's because of where he was a year ago. Austin was not even playing baseball. Instead, he was working for a company that builds and refurbishes ballparks like Minute Maid Park and Marlins Park. And in fact, opening week of last season, Austin was working on the outfield grass of the Atlanta Braves' SunTrust Park. He says he never gave up on the goal of making it back to the big leagues, and being around the parks just kind of helped him stay motivated. But like anybody, he needed a paycheck, needed to support his family, so he took the job. And he says that just being inside the ballpark, he would envision himself playing in that park instead of working on it, and helped keep his drive alive. So you got to root for a guy like that, guys, who clearly just never gave up on his dream.
Thank you. You know, we went back to, that's why the independent league is good for guys that want that second or third chance. And that's what he got. He went to the Independent League. He pitched well. The Twins saw him. They signed him. Came up a little bit this year with them for 2 games. Now he's wearing a Tiger uniform.
3-0 to Garver. Then there was the novelty too when he was called up by the Twins. We were in Seattle and they had a relief pitcher named Austin Adams. And they didn't pitch in the same game, but they did pitch in back-to-back games. The Seattle guy got in first, and then the Twins, Austin Adams, pitched in the next game. 3-0. And there's ball 4. It'll be 2 men aboard now for Cruz.
Second walk for Adams in his outing.
The Twins Wives organization is proud to announce their annual Favorite Things auction, featuring gift baskets designed by your favorite player and around their passions. All items are online and you can look at them. Open to bidding now until Friday the 14th of June. To make a bid or learn more, go to twinsbaseball.com/favorite-things-auction. Here's Cruz, 2-run home run, a single, and a wicked liner caught by Stewart on the warning track in left center.
And Adams starts him off with that breaking ball.
To right field and down for a hit. Another opposite field hit and another run for the Twins.
And Cruz picking up his 3rd run batted into the ball game. Got a fastball away and just took it the other way. A little bit off the end of the bat. Twins take a 9-1 lead.
And now Rosario.
He wants to go down here with that fastball, but about thigh high. And Cruz, even though the velocity is there, Cruz just hitting it softly into right. Adrianza scores for the 2nd time in a ball game.
First run charged to Adams. The other 8 runs charged to the starter Carpenter. Ball 1. Played again, 2-0. Rosario drove in a run with a single, later scored a run in the 4th inning when the Twins scored 5 times. Outside edge, 2-1. Rosario, both hands on his knees. Cut through a fastball, and it's 2-2. Twins came out swinging the bats today. And they've taken a couple of walks. Garver twice has walked. Tap to the open part of the infield. And everybody will be safe. An infield hit. With the infield swung over, Goodrum was on the first base side of second base. And now they're loaded up for Crone.
I know you mentioned it before. How many hits the Twins have, the 14, have been opposite field?
There's only been 2. The 14 hits and only 2 have been pulled.
I mean, all the shifts that are put on today, the Twins have taken advantage of it. Buxton with nobody at second base. Here, Rosario just reaches out, and hits it towards short where nobody's there. By the time Goodrum could get there, he has no play. Rosario hustling down that line, picks up his second hit.
Strike one to Crone. 3 times C.J. Crone has hit the ball to right field. A line drive was caught by Castellanos in the first, then a single, and then Crone ripped one to the gap in right center field off the wall that drove in 2 runs. To right field, a high fly deep near the warning track, and making the catch right in front of the wall is Castellanos. The Twins will settle for just 1 in the 5th. On the board through 4.5 innings, the Twins have a 9-1 lead on this day in 1966, trailing 4-3 in the bottom of the 7th. The Twins erupted for the first 5 home run inning in American League history. Rich Rollins, Zoilo Versalles, Tony Oliva, Don Mincher, and Harmon Killebrew all went deep.
Wow.
To give the Twins a 9-4 win over the A's. Harold Castro will lead off the 5th for Detroit. And a belt high strike.
You know, if that would happen in Chicago, the 5 home runs, the pitching coach would have had to come out there after the 4th or 5th time and said, well, I'm just giving up a home run. What are you out here for? Well, they got to reset that.
The fireworks?
The fireworks.
Foul back, and it's 2 strikes now to Castro.
I know the first time I pitched at Old Comiskey Park, I had a shutout going into the 7th inning, and I think Spencer hit a home run off me, and I'd never been to that ballpark. And I had a nice lead, and that all of a sudden a home run, and those fireworks went off. That whole scoreboard scared the heck out of me.
Foul back again, and it's 0-2.
That's why I gave up so many home runs. I wanted to see the scoreboard get lit up.
And in the process, you got lit up.
Yeah, more ways than one.
2 strikes to Castro.
That was only after the game.
Poked foul. I don't remember the 5 home run inning against the Kansas City A's. I do remember when the Twins hit 4 in 1 inning against 1 pitcher.
Now, do they? I was going to say, do they have who the pitchers were in the
Yes.
5 home runs? Was it
Two,
all
two,
off?
2 by Catfish Hunter, or allowed
Okay.
by Catfish Hunter. Paul Lindblad,
Yeah, lefty.
and then there's a nice job. Speaking of going the other way, Castro dumps a hit down the line. He'll be held to a single, and he's aboard to start the 5th inning.
Oh, good job by Rosario right there getting to the ball. They were shading Castro that way, so what's normally a double, because of the shift, Rosario got over there quickly and kept him to a single. Only the 3rd hit off of Odorizzi.
The 5th home run back in 1966 was against, and I want to say it was Jim Wyatt. I had the baseball card and I had the Stratomatic card, but I'm not sure about his first name. At any rate, he gave up the home run to Harmon Killebrew, the final home run of that 7th inning. But the one I remember is, first of all, in 1991, the Twins hit 3 home runs in an inning at Yankee Stadium against Scott Sanderson. Chili Davis, Shane Mack, Kent Herbeck hit in 1 inning 3 against Sanderson. Then the next year at Yankee Stadium, again against Sanderson, they hit 4 in 1 inning. Mack, Puckett, Herbeck, and Bush all took him deep at Yankee Stadium. Fouled away, and it's 1-1. Lugo struck out, but just about everybody did for a while there against Odorizzi. He had 5 straight strikeouts.
7 in the game so far for Odorizzi.
And another opposite field hit. First and second, nobody out.
I guess the Tigers have been watching the Twins hit. Looked like it's something away, and Lugo, good piece of hitting, just went with it. Hit it in the right field.
Lloyd McClendon's the Tiger hitting coach, and he might be saying, hey, you guys paying attention? There's a lot of hits to the opposite field. And now John Hicks.
I'll take a look at the pitch. Just stayed up a little bit. Lugo slaps it into right. And Castro stops at second.
Hicks, the batter, went down swinging his first time up. Swing and a miss on the fastball. When we've brought you the Odorizzi games, viewers at home have noticed, and we've talked about it, he's a fly ball pitcher. But the fact that he's only given up 4 home runs speaks, I think, to how sharp his control has been. If you pitch up there and you miss by a little bit, the ball can go a long way. It's already elevated. And he's been so good at putting the ball where he wants that he's kept the ball in the ballpark and has gotten soft contact through the air instead of solid contact. 2 strikes.
And Hicks laid off of that high fastball. Hicks in his 4th season with the Tigers, 29 years old, once in the Twins organization back in 2016, but then he was selected off of waivers by the Tigers in late April. Played a little bit in Rochester, only 9 games. AAA for the Twins.
There's weak contact. Pop up. Infield fly rule should be called. It is. Hicks is retired, 1 away. And now Jacoby Jones. Earlier I was kind of talking about Kyle Hendricks and how he's changed how he's pitching. He's pitching today for the Cubs. But he's trying to do what Odorizzi succeeded in doing with much less velocity. I mean, right now you'd have to say, I think, Odorizzi's got an above average fastball at 94.
And I know about Hendricks, he's got a great changeup.
Right.
So add that, 15-mile-an-hour difference with that, even though he's at 88, 89. Still got that devastating changeup.
Fouled away. But it's all, trying to take a few steps back here and just looking at the game. It's all part of the evolution of the game. Hitters are hitting different than they used to. They're practicing different fundamentals. They're trying, focusing on a different swing plane that brings the barrel of the bat down lower in the strike zone. And the defense to that is, if you're on the mound, doing what Odorizzi's been doing.
Like that?
Yeah. Now that looked like that was neck high, but the ball comes out of his hand and it looks like something appetizing if you're a hitter, and then you just can't catch up to it.
When I first came up, you had Jim Perry, Jim Cott, Tiant Boswell in the starting rotation, and you're always taught to create the angle down toward the catcher's glove. Stay on top of the ball and work down. Odorizzi almost does the opposite.
You can see his target, Garver's target, was down, but the ball was delivered high. We see that a lot with Jake on the mound.
But he did that when he was with the Rays, too. He's always been a high ball pitcher.
1-2. Tigers trying to do something with their 2 singles to start the inning. Jones to center. Buxton back, setting up for a possible throw. Tagging is Castro. He'll advance. 1st and 3rd, 2 down. And that'll bring up Nico Goodrum. Twins fans, select Fridays enjoy the all-you-can-eat package, which includes a grandstand ticket and unlimited access to ballpark favorites. The all-you-can-eat package is presented by Fox Sports North. For details, visit foxsportsnorth.com/events.
Odorizzi, 70 pitches, 50 strikes.
Goodrum will bat, walked and scored in the 1st, called out on strikes in the 3rd. Ball one. Sano playing over where a shortstop would normally play. So Castro can start with a 25-foot lead. He was taking a couple hard steps down the line as Odorizzi was delivering, and now Sano's going to be his neighbor for a while. Swung on and missed. 1-1. Two and one.
Yeah, I like that they brought Sano closer to the runner Castro at third, because Castro was probably, you know, a third of the way down on that first pitch until Sano came back. And that's a little distracting too on a pitcher too, and you know, you see that guy coming about halfway.
2-1.
Who was it? Eddie Rosario did that and stole the Twins a run. Was that last year?
Last year
this,
against Tampa Bay, he was dancing off the line and got the Tampa Bay Ray pitcher to balk.
Right.
Rosario, I think, did it one night, and I think Dozier was the player who actually, Brian Dozier actually got the balk called on him, dancing off at third base. 2-2. Big pop-up, a mile in the air. And out of play.
I always get a kick out of fans. They think they can catch that. Thank goodness nobody got in the way.
Well, it was just a pop-up.
Fans, that ball is hard coming down like that.
We handle those all the time in the fantasy camp. 2-2 to Goodrum. Foul back. Best one I remember, I was playing in the fantasy camp for Ron Coomer's team. He was my coach. Of course, we worked with Ron for a number of years in the booth. And I was playing third base. And we were in the third base dugout. The team was. And somebody hit a pop-up, not that high, but pretty high for a fantasy camp. And as I'm going toward the fence, I heard Ron utter a quick prayer. Which, you know, I didn't really want to, you know.
Did you catch it?
I did catch it, but it's not really a confident sign when your coach is offering a prayer when a ball is hit in the air. Here's Sano. And did he make the catch against the screen? He did.
Yes, he did.
Nice play by Miguel Sano up against the netting to end the fifth inning. Now let's head to the studio for the Great Clips game break.
Lead as we head into the top inning, and for today's showstopper, we're checking in on college baseball. Vanderbilt last night facing elimination in the NCAA tournament, taking on Duke. They got a huge performance from freshman pitcher Kumar Rocker, a career-high 19 strikeouts, ending with the 8th no-hitter in tournament history and Vandy's first no-hitter since 1971. A huge performance from the freshman, leading his team to a 3-0 win, which 3-0 win, excuse me, forcing a decisive Game 3, guys, which is about to get underway.
Well, it's an easy name to remember, and I saw a little bit of the video from his no-hitter last night, and we're going to be tracking this young man. He looked like he's going to be something when he gets out of college, whenever that is, and enters professional baseball. Carlos Torres pitching now for the Tigers.
You see the games, the numbers on Torres.
Kepler takes ball one. Torres just called up. Zach Reininger was sent down to Toledo. And kind of a bookkeeping thing for the Tigers, but they had to put Josh Harrison on the 60-day DL to make room for Torres. Kepler, Sano, and Adrianza hitting for the Twins here in the 6th. Outside, 2-1.
Slider right there, missing up.
Pop up short left field. Retreating is Lugo. One away. And that'll bring up Sano. Twin summer camps presented by Select Heartland Chevy dealers are the ultimate camp experience for boys and girls ages 6 to 14. These week-long summer camps are located across the Twin Cities Metro. Register today at twinsbaseball.com/training. Sano with a home run to right center field. Over the heightened and deeper part of the wall in right center field. Down and away, and it's 1-1. Sano is first strikeout prone, but he's done an awful lot of damage coming into the game with a .583 slugging percentage, thanks to the 6 doubles and now 6 home runs. 1-2. Swing and a strike. Sano's gone on a check swing. 2 down.
And Torres picks up a strikeout.
That'll bring up Adrian.
Did he go too far?
Yep.
Yes, he did.
Adrianza has hit the ball to the opposite field hard 3 times. He's got 2 hits and a lineout. Marco Baldelli went at length today to discuss Adrianza's baseball IQ, how popular he is in the clubhouse. And that hit him. He'll go to first. That'll bring up Buxton.
Torres, 36 years old. He first came to the big leagues with the White Sox back in 2009. Also spent time with the Rockies, the Mets, the Brewers, and then last year the Washington Nationals.
Breaking ball right off the knee. Slider. On the subject of breaking balls, it was our great pleasure right before we hit the air here today to get a quick visit from Mr. Al Kaline, the Hall of Famer.
Always an honor.
And something I always wanted to ask him, and I had just enough time to ask him before we went on the air. And in Twins history, in baseball history, you're considered to have maybe the greatest curveball ever. But I remember growing up and watching the great Camilo Pascual with his great curveball. Well, here's Mr. Kaline. He hit against both of you. And so I asked him, you know, how would you compare Camilo's curveball to Bert's? And did you want to tell him the answer?
He said Camilo had a bigger curveball, but mine was quicker.
High fly hit deep left field. At the wall, Stewart. It's gone. A home run. Byron Buxton with a 2-run home run, his 8th of the year.
And the 3rd home run for the Twins here this afternoon. They continue to hit the long ball, now with 124 on the year, and for Byron, his 8th. And the Twins take an 11-1 lead.
18 times the Twins have hit 3 or more home runs. Twice this year they've hit 8. And Buxton's had 2 hits now, 2-run home run, and it's 11-1. And now back to Polanco. We're in the 6th inning. This is his 5th plate appearance.
You know, I talked to Camilo Pascual about his curveball, and of course back before the started in 69 season, 68 was the last year they had the higher mound.
15 inches.
Right. Well, Sandy Koufax wanted about 20-25, but they had the higher mound, and Camilo said when they lowered the mound, that did affect his big curveball.
But Mr. Kaline also said that yours was a sharper breaking ball, that Camilo's actually broke more.
Right.
But I can still see it. I'm watching the games on television. You know, the big 12-6 drop, rocking back with a big leg kick.
And we saw that at the fantasy camp. He threw it.
That is true. He pitched an inning or a few innings one year in a what turned out to be a coach pitch game.
Yep.
And Camilo, the coaches were supposed to just lay it in there.
No, it's not in their blood.
For his team to hit, and he was at age 80 snapping off curveballs.
Well, he realized he didn't have a fastball anymore, so he had to go to a secondary pitch, which was his main pitch. No, he had a great career. Great career.
Top foul out of play, still 3-2 to Polanco.
And a nice man too.
So the scenario was, I was playing against his team. Now he's supposed to just, let the guys hit it, right? And everybody else is at the front slope of the mound, just lobbing it in there. Camilo goes to the rubber, and he didn't have spikes, and I was wearing spikes, so he summoned me over to dig him a hole. Liner hit right to a backpedaling Goodrum, and the inning ends. But in the middle of it all, Buxton hit another home run, and the Twins are on their way. Twins baseball on Fox Sports North is presented by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. You do see more Twins garb than we've seen in years past. The start of this road trip was in St. Petersburg, and I actually flew in commercially, and boy, throughout the airport, Twins fans wearing their gear, and why not? They've got the best record in the league right now, actually tied percentage-wise with Houston. But this has been historic so far. Kristen Stewart facing Jake Odorizzi.
Let's see if Jake can get this guy out. 2 for 2.
Up and away, ball one. Off day tomorrow for the Twins, and the homestand starts Tuesday night against the Mariners. Seattle in for 3, Kansas City in for 3, Red Sox in for 3. A strike, 1-1. Then the Twins make a quick road trip to Kansas City and then come back home to take on the Rays.
Yeah, Martin Perez scheduled to start game 1 for the Twins against the Mariners.
Yankees are holding on to that 5-0 lead that they built against Shane Bieber, knocking him out in the second inning. It's in the 6th inning. If the Yankees win that game, and if the Twins win this one, it'll be a lead in the American League Central of 10.5 games for the Twins, which would be one more game than the lead at the start of the road trip. Everybody knew it was going to be a long road trip, but it was, for me at least, going to be a fascinating one to see how this Twins lineup would handle and do against a couple of really good pitching staffs. The Rays pitch well, the Indians pitch well, and it looks like this road trip will finish with a 6-4 mark. Fouled away. Took 3 out of 4 against the Rays. Indians absolutely had to win that series in Cleveland, and they did, 2-1. Now the Twins look like they're going to finish this series winning 2 out of 3 as well. 2-2. Everybody else is swinging and missing against Odorizzi. Even when this guy doesn't get a base hit against him, he's fouling pitches off.
He's making him throw some pitches. This will be pitch number 7 in this at bat. Jake with 83 pitches, 59 for strikes, no walks, 7 strikeouts. Excuse me, 1 walk.
And another foul to the net.
Walk Goodman or Goodham in the bottom of the 1st. Yeah, piece of the bat got Garver. Ball will swing.
Side of the helmet. Mitch has had some concussion issues, but thankfully it looks like he's all right. Two and two to Stewart, who has half the Tiger hits. And another foul into the seats. Another 2-2 pitch. Got him looking. After all the high fastballs were fouled off, like Odorizzi went down a notch or two. One down.
Remember, he struck out Jones in the third inning, the same pitch. Fastball in. Well, that was Goodrum, excuse me. Struck out Goodrum on this pitch right there. Good pitch, inside, and strikeout number 8.
One down finally, and now Castellanos. On the outside edge. Foul back, now 2 strikes.
With Odorizzi with 8 strikeouts, it's the 5th time this season he's had 8 or more strikeouts in a ball game. His season high 11 came back in his first start this year, back on March 30th. He struck out 11 Cleveland Indians in that ball game. That matched a career high with the 11.
Dribbled left side. Polanco charges. Fires on the run. It's not in time. Castellanos hustling out of the box. Looks like he's got an infield hit unless the Twins challenge it.
Well, you can't play it any better than Polanco did right there. He's playing a deep short, came charging in and on the run. Had something on it, but credit Castellanos hustling out of the batter's box.
No challenge. It'll be an infield hit. And now Cabrera will bat with a man aboard.
Polanco feels it, sets. And Cron's long stride to try to get Castellanos, but Castellanos beat it out.
Cabrera hit a fly ball to center in the first, struck out swinging in the fourth after he thought strikes 1 and 2 were off the plate. Half swing and a strike.
See, if I'm Odorizzi, I'd try to throw that ball about 3 or 4 inches again outside and see if Honor will call it.
Popped up, and it'll spin over the screen. 0 and 2.
Well, 23 in the 5th. That last inning so far 14 here in the first, and all of them I think were the Stewart, but been outstanding so far.
2 strikes to Cabrera. Down and away. Odorizzi looking for his 9th win. Tigers actually scored a run against him in the first inning after he walked the leadoff man. Just the 2nd time in his last 8 starts that he has allowed a run. So when we said at the outset there isn't anybody in the game pitching better than Jake Odorizzi right now, we meant it.
Well, he came in with a 1.96 ERA, best in the American League. Only 3 pitchers have had 9 wins so far this year. Herman, who just put on the IL, and Giolito and Verlander are the 3 with 9 wins.
And that hit him. Cabrera will go to first. Got him in the shoulder, I think.
He's showing everybody where the ball hit him. Looking in the Twins dugout. Probably looking for Rudy Hernandez.
And Cabrera's going to come out of the game.
Oh, right in the left hand.
Ronnie Rodriguez was coming out, and now Rodriguez is running back to the dugout, and Cabrera is walking off the field. So I have no idea what. I mean, both players, they're going to look at it right now to see whether Cabrera may be coming back to get his bat, because they're challenging whether the ball hit Cabrera's hand or the bat. We've seen this so many times. And Cabrera, I think he's going to, it hit the knob of the bat. Unless they are trying to say that it hit his forearm first, but clearly hit the knob of the bat. Cabrera's leaning against the railing. And now they're going to put him at first base. The call stands. See if it hits his forearm before it hit the knob of the bat.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it did. Yep. So now then Cabrera goes all the way to first base. And now Ronnie Rodriguez will relieve him. Cabrera faints.
Tell you what, he's a big kid playing a game he loves. He's always smiling, always giving people heck.
He fainted like he was going to charge the mound in order Rizzi, and then Sano, and he exchanged threatening, insincere gestures like they were going to go at it. Ronnie Rodriguez will run for Cabrera. And now Brandon Dixon will bat. Dixon with a fly ball to center and a strikeout. Twins have scored 8 runs in the middle innings to open the game up. A long delay here after Cabrera was hit by the pitch. Now we're ready to go. Ball 1. Mike Morin warming up in the Twins bullpen with Odorizzi approaching 100 pitches. .95 pitches thrown, 67 strikes. And another one right on the outside edge. He might be the best kept secret, pitching secret in the game right now. He's been excellent. And he hasn't gotten much publicity for his excellence.
Good changeup right there. That's that split finger he'll throw. See the movement on that, the sink on it.
guy gave up a run, but right now his ERA is lower than when the game started. It's at 1.94.
Is that on the board?
That's on
or
the
did
board.
you do that?
I didn't.
Okay.
It says right there, Jake Odorizzi, 1.94.
Where's Frankie?
Two and two. Poke to right. And that'll carry to Kepler.
Oh.
And
double play.
Got a double play here because Nicholas Castellanos was standing at third.
He thought that ball was going to fall in or didn't know there was only one out. Look at the Grand Casino story. Well, the Twins brought their lumber again. 3 home runs hit in the ball game. Nelson Cruz, a 2-run home run in the first. Sano adding 1 in the fourth, a solo home run. And then a 2-run home run by Byron Buxton in the 6th inning. Plenty of run support for, again, Jake Odorizzi. Outstanding performance. 6 innings, 99 pitches thrown, 8 strikeouts. And only the run earned in 6 innings. And like you mentioned, Dick, that ERA is going to go down for Jake. He came in at 1.96. So, good day at the plate. Great day on the mound.
Mitch Garver taking strike 1. He's drawn a couple of walks and drove in the first run of the game. First pitch he saw in the first inning. He doubled into the left field corner to score Polanco. And the Twins have taken off from there. 11-1.
Torres starting his 2nd inning of work. He went to San Diego. He went to spring training with the San Diego Padres and then released on May 16th. And then the Tigers signed him as a free agent on the 28th of May.
Two strikes to the Twins catcher. And now high. Indians made some noise, scoring 4 runs on the Yankees. It's 5-4 New York now. Off-speed pitch, Garver to a knee as he strikes out, 1 away.
Torres picking up his 2nd strikeout.
Tuesday on Fox, all eyes will be on Alex Morgan, Carly Lloyd, and Megan Rapinoe as they lead the U.S. women's national team against Thailand in group play. Coverage begins at 1 p.m. and all the matches of the 2019 FIFA Women's World Cup will be live on Fox FS1 and streaming on the Fox Sports app. 1 down, and now Nelson Cruz. Big cut and a foul back. We've seen Cruz take some hefty swings, and there doesn't appear to be any weakness in that wrist or hesitancy to let it fly. Home run today, his 4th game in a row with a home run.
Good swing right there. Swinging through that breaking ball.
Foul back.
Twins have 15 hits. Cruz has 3 of those.
1-2. '30th pitch coming up for Torres. And he gets a fastball by Cruz. 2 down.
And strikeout number 3.
In today's Minnesota Lottery Winner's Circle, we're celebrating the Hogan's 39th anniversary. They won $100 in scratch tickets for being featured. Congrats. Are you game? Say I'm in. 2 down. And now Eddie Rosario. Big cut and a foul. Rosario with hits his last 2 times up, including an RBI single to center in the 4th. 15 hits for the Twins, and the story of the game beyond that, the fact that only 3 hits have been pulled. Rosario swings and misses, 0-2. Foul back. Hoping for good weather and good crowds during the homestand starting Tuesday night. One and two. That's the highlight of the homestand, I guess. Beyond the play of the Twins team will be the number retirement for Joe Mauer next weekend. A high drive to right field, and Rosario cranks one out. Wow. Another home run for the Twins. Number 19 for Rosario, and it's 12-1.
Well, looked like a breaking ball that hung right there, and Rosario picking up his 3rd hit, making it a 12-1 ball game.
Fourth home run of the ball game, and 125 on the year, tying the record for home runs before the All-Star break, set back in 1964. The All-Star game will be played on July 9th, and this is just June 9th. We got a month to play yet.
He did not miss this one.
And now Crone hit 4 balls with authority to the opposite field. Now he stands there with 2 strikes. Chopper to short. Goodrum has the play, and he makes it. And the Twins add 1 more. They've scored in 4 straight innings and lead 12-1. Twins in front, 4 home runs today. The 4th hit by Eddie Rosario. It's the 9th time this year the Twins have hit 4 or more home runs, most in Major League Baseball, and it's just incredible to watch. And we'll take a look now at our T-Mobile connection to the game. Yordan Alvarez in his 2nd big league at bat, hitting a home run. Good outing for Noah Syndergaard. He needed that as much as the Mets did, and not so much for Shane Bieber. The Yankees jumping on him and knocking him out in the 2nd inning, and the Indians are trying to get back into the game. It's 5-4 in the bottom of the 7th inning in Cleveland. Mike Morin coming into the ball game to pitch for the Twins in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Yeah, Mike Morin worked here on Friday night. 1 shutout inning through 13 pitches, 9 of them for strikes.
Face Harold Castro, Dawel Lugo, and John Hicks in the 7th inning.
So another great outing by Jake Odorizzi, looking for his 9th win. 6 innings, only 1 run allowed, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts in a ball game. Through 99 pitches, 70 for strikes.
Tigers will be glad they won't see him again for a while. The Twins won't play the Tigers again toward the end until the end of August. And they've had a tough time with Odorizzi. Just 1 hit allowed last time, and almost as sharp again here today. So Morin will face Castro, who got a single leading off the 5th. Lugo followed with another base hit, but then Odorizzi didn't allow either man to score.
A base running mistake by Castellanos. Maybe he thought there was 2 outs. He kept running on that fly ball to Kepler, and they doubled him up at 2nd.
Castro Taking ball one from Morin. Another base hit. With Castro just dropping the head of the bat on it. A leadoff single here in the 7th. That'll bring up Lugo.
Well, as I mentioned, Jake Odorizzi, another outstanding start. 6 innings, 5 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts for Jake. Used that high fastball to pick up a lot of the strikeouts, but mixed in the splitter, the breaking ball right there. And a couple of those on the inside. Remember, Goodrum struck out in the 3rd inning, then he struck out Stewart. Finally got him out last inning.
In there for a strike. Six hits for the Tigers today, all of them singles. And maybe a double play ground out there. And they turn 2.
Nicely turned again. Polanco kind of helped make that double play by the way that he attacks. He didn't wait back on that. He attacked that baseball and quickly flipped it to Adrianza, who turned a double play. Did Polanco come in? The shovel pass. Yeah, nicely, quickly turned double play.
John Hicks will bat with 2 down and the base is empty. Indians have tied up the Yankees at 5-5, so Shane Bieber's off the hook. Don't see the Yankees give back leads late in the ball game very often. Swung on and missed. Hicks with a strikeout and a pop-up. And now 2 strikes.
Morin with that fastball in the low 90s. And a breaking ball and then split finger. Most of his big league time came with the Angels. Also spent some time with the Royals. Last year a little bit with the Mariners.
That's hooked deep down the left field line to the corner. And it hops over the wall for a double. Hicks just reached out off balance, put the barrel of the bat on it, and nearly hit it out of the ballpark.
Yeah, looked like that was an off-speed pitch, maybe the split finger. And Hicks went down and hooked it. His 9th double of the year. Thank goodness for the double play ball. Ball hitting the warning track and bouncing out.
Now Jacoby Jones. That got Garver. Ouch. Brown O'Nora having a chat with Mike Morin to allow Garver a little time to recover from the foul tip.
Garver looking into the Twins dugout looking for any sympathy, but he's not getting any.
Well, he's engaged with somebody over there. Looking over there. One strike. looped into center. Buxton dives for it. Can't make the play. Gets behind him. A run will score. And it is a double for Jacoby Jones. Run would have scored anyway with 2 outs. Hicks was off on contact, and Buxton tried to make a diving catch. Instead, it's an RBI double. I think the man only knows one way to play.
He plays hard. He's trying to make a great catch right here, and just came up a little short. So back-to-back doubles, 3rd hit of the inning for the Tigers off of Mike Morin.
Here's Goodrum. Fouled away. 1 strike.
Morin started the season down in Rochester, got called up in early May.
Big breaking ball. Big swing and a miss. 2 strikes. Daniel Stump warming up. Still have to fill a couple innings here. Down by 10 runs. Fastball zipped inside. 1-2.
It's only the 2nd run that Morin has allowed in now 12 innings, making his 13th relief appearance.
Good game to give up a run. Give up a run, team still up by 10.
I'm sure Mike didn't feel that way.
Polanco cuts in front, and a nice pick at first by Crone, and the inning ends. Tigers get 1. They're still down by 10. Yeah, the Twins would of course like to build the lead against Cleveland, but if the Yankees end up losing that game, Tampa Bay's on its way to a win. I mean, the Twins will have taken 3 out of 4 against the first place team in the American League East. Stump into the ball game to pitch for the Tigers. First man he'll face is Max Kepler. That one hit a long way to left field. Going back is Stewart, making the catch on the warning track. Twins have hit 4 home runs, but there's also been 3 balls hit to the warning track.
Yeah, Stump coming to get a ball game. He worked here on Friday night, 2/3 of an inning. Got a strikeout, intentional walk. Faced only 3 batters.
Harold Castro has moved now to right field. And Gordon Beckham is in at second. Here's Miguel Sano. Up and away, ball 1. Sano plastered a home run into right center field back in the 4th inning. Inside. High fly deep down the line. And out of play. Two and 1. Rays leading Boston 6-1. The Red Sox looked like they were on a bit of a run, but if they lose that ball game, they'll just be 2 games over 500.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting going this year.
Texas Rangers have a better record than the Boston Red Sox, and that might surprise a lot of people. 3-1 to Sano. And a left field and down for a hit. Sano with a base hit, his second hit of the ball game. Bring up Adrianza. Tuesday, June 25th, it's University of St. Thomas night at Target Field. A limited number of St. Thomas night ticket packages are available that include a game ticket plus an exclusive co-themed St. Thomas Twins cap. Visit twinsbaseball.com/UST to learn more. And now Adrianza has had a good day at the plate. Scored 3 runs, 2 hits, a line out. Two and 0.
Pretty nice to have a guy like Adrianza, you know, that can play so many different positions, that knows when he does get to play that, you know, he's going to give it all out, but he knows what he needs to do to get ready.
Well, just think how blessed the Twins are. They've got 2 guys like that. Marwin Gonzalez and Adrianza. When Asadillo was with the Twins, they had a third.
Yep.
You know, in the way Rocco Baldelli praised Adrianza today, it was, he said, look, if we lost Adrianza, then you go out in the market, you try to find his replacement. They're just not out there. Buxton will hit with 2 men aboard. Clobbered a home run his last time up.
Yeah, this in the 6th inning. Buxton got a slider from Torres and ended up hitting his 8th home run. His 2nd hit of the ball game. He has scored a couple times.
Foul. 1 strike. A home run, a single, 2 outfield flies. Having a good series. Swung on and missed, 0-2. 195 at bats now for Byron on the season. OPS coming into the game of 839. That'll go up today. Fouled away. The hit is single in the 4th inning. With 2 strikes, he just pushed the ball weakly on the ground to the open right side of the infield. The home run he clobbered, crushed. Two strikes to Buxton. And a strikeout for out number 2.
Stump picks up his first strikeout. Twins have 17 hits here today. Twice this year they've had 19.
And now Polanco will bat. "17 hits, and usually when the Twins have 17, Polanco's got 3 or 4. He only has 1 hit. Also has a sacrifice fly. 1-0. Two and 0. Swing and a miss at the fastball. 2-1. Tigers looking at players like Stump, wondering if they can be components to what they hope to have here in a few years, which is a competitive championship caliber ball club.
You always need lefties out in that bullpen. Stump in his 3rd season with the Tigers.
Fly ball to right, playable for Castro. And the Twins strand 2 runners that they hope they don't need to score. Thank you, my friend. 4 home runs for the Twins today. Sano's got one. 19 on this road trip. And Mike Morin out there to pitch to the Tigers here in the 8th inning, starting with Kristen Stewart.
Yeah, Morin starting his 2nd inning of relief. 13 pitches, 11 strikes. He did give up 3 hits, just 1 run.
Chasing, strike 1. Stewart with a couple of singles against Odorizzi. One and one. Breaking ball, foul ball, 1 and 2.
I think that's his split finger. It looks like a breaking ball, but I think that's that splitter he throws. Got that downward break. Mitch called for it again.
And Stewart strikes out on it. 1 down.
Morin picking up his 1st strikeout in relief. Odorizzi had 8 strikeouts in his 6 innings. Take a look, the wiggle, yeah, something off speed at 74.
And the batter will be Beckham, hitting in what was Castellanos' spot. Given the fact that we won't see the Tigers again till after the trade deadline, it's plausible, I suppose, that we've seen the last of Castellanos in a Tiger uniform. He's a free agent after this year. If he doesn't fit into what they're going to be doing here down the road, then the Tigers would be quite wise to try to trade him, get something for him. 2-0. That's up the line foul. Beckham's going to try to walk that off.
Yeah, Beckham, the veteran, started at second base in yesterday's ball game, picked up a couple hits.
Tyler Duffy might get the 9th inning, or maybe pick up an out or so here in the 8th inning if asked.
Carver sitting inside. Ball inside and fouled off.
Twins won here Friday night, lost yesterday. In good shape here today. Up and in.
Beckham, 32 years old, is the 11th season in the major leagues. Twins saw a lot of him when he was with the White Sox, their former #1 pick out of University of Georgia back in 2008. Last couple, 2-3 years, been jumping around different organizations. He takes a walk there.
A 1-out walk. And Rodriguez will make his first plate appearance, but now a quick timeout with Tria. Beckham at first, a 1-out walk. Rodriguez will bat. He entered the game as a pinch runner for Cabrera in the 6th inning. Twins aren't holding Beckham. He can go to second if he wants to. And there he goes. And there's a strike. Defensive indifference, allowing the runner to advance 90 feet. And if he really wanted to go to third base, they'd probably let him do that too. One strike with 1 out here in the 8th.
Big swing by Rodriguez. Rodriguez started here on Friday night at second base. Got a couple hits. Drove in a run. Twins won that game 6-3.
High fly center field. Buxton's over for out number 2. I'll bring up Dixon. Dixon lined into a double play his last time up. He had a liner to Kepler and right. That's when Castellanos took a nap and ended up being doubled off second base. Going to the 9th inning in Cleveland, still tied at 5 between the Yankees and the Indians. Fouled to the backstop. 1 strike. Jimenez getting loose. He might have the 9th inning. Morin trying to finish up the bottom of the 8th here and let Duffy presumably take care of the 9th inning. Fastball inside. And another foul. It looks like the Twins will win this series 2-1 without having to use Taylor Rogers. He last pitched in Cleveland. And then, of course, everybody's got a day off tomorrow, so chance for Taylor to freshen up that left arm a little bit. One and two. That's hit to right. Kepler racing towards the railing. Oh, he made a great catch. Backhanding the ball on the warning track and then spinning into the screen. Great range by Max Kepler to end the 8th.
Yeah, second Twins player to jump into the screen Sano earlier in the ball game, and Max Kepler making friends with the screen. Twins up 12-2. And this copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins, LLC.
Mitch Garver will lead off the ninth for the Twins, and he'll lead that inning off against Joe Jimenez.
Jimenez worked here the 8th inning on Friday night. First batter he faced was Nelson Cruz, and he gave up a home run to Cruz, added a couple more hits against him. Got 3 hits and 2 runs off of him here on Friday night, making his 29th relief appearance.
Strike one. And now 1-1. Kind of an odd game for Garver. 2 strikeouts, 2 walks, a double. 2 runs scored, a run batted in, maybe the most important run batted in, the first run of the game. Would have added 11 more, but a strike called, and it's 1-2. Polanco had dumped a single into right field, and then Garver on the first pitch pulled a hot ground ball over the third base bag for an RBI.
Was it 3 pitches into the game? Twins had a 1-0 lead.
Yeah. Nice pick at short by Goodrum, and he throws him out. Nico Goodrum fielding a hot smash off the bat of Mitch Garver. And that'll bring up Nelson Cruz. 3 hits for Cruz, 3 runs batted in.
Garver hit it sharply, the 1 hopper. Goodrum makes a nice play for the first out.
Fouled back. Not just because of the hits, but it just looks like Nelson Cruz is on every pitch.
4 straight games that he has played in, he's hit a home run. His first at bat, a big 2-run home run, gave the Twins an early 3-0 lead. Then the base hit to right, RBI single in the 5th.
On the outside corner, 1-2. Strikeout of Cruz. 2 down. That'll bring up Eddie Rosario.
Jimenez went in with a high fastball, and Cruz, like he couldn't hold up, he went ahead and swung.
3 straight hits for Rosario, a single to center, an infield hit, and then a home run over the wall in right. Strike 1. And now with the knees.
Yeah,
Strike
Eddie
2.
didn't like that call. Look at the fastball. Walker got in the box.
1-2. Tapper, right side from short right field. Beckham throws him out. Jimenez enjoys a 1-2-3, top of the ninth. More of the same. More home run power by the Twins. 4 of them hit today. More brilliance by Jake Odorizzi. And the Twins lead at 12-2, 3 outs away from finishing off a 6-4 road trip.
And Tyler Duffy will be asked to get the last 3 outs here. He worked here on Friday night. Did give up a couple hits, but no runs through 14 pitches, 10 for strikes.
Ball 1 to Harold Castro. That's fouled into the seats, 1-1. And now fouled to Ramon Santiago.
And he made the play again. Had a nice play yesterday. Good hands, Ramon.
Down and in, 2-2. Off day tomorrow. Then the Mariners come to town Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday afternoon. The Royals come in Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday afternoon, and then 3 night games with the Red Sox. And swinging strike 3, Duffy gets Castro.
Yeah, good fastball down and in, and Castro swings through it.
That'll be a Mike Leake going for the Mariners against Martin Perez and the Twins. Twins beat the Mariners 3 out of 4 in Seattle. They are having some serious fielding issues in Seattle. Swing and a miss, 1 strike.
I think that was Kyle Gibson, wasn't it? Wearing the mask.
Yeah, just looking up Seattle's. It's not good. They've given up 59 unearned runs in, what is it, 67 games. Backhanded, or actually Adrianza got in front of it, throws out Lugo. So nearly 1 unearned run allowed per game. 2 down. And that'll bring up John Hicks. Yankees got a run in the top of the 9th in Cleveland. They lead the Indians 6-5. Would imagine Aroldis Chapman will be asked to pin it down for the Yankees. Hicks, a double and a run scored his last time up. Just hooked the ball down the left field line, and it bounced off the warning track into the seats.
Good curveball right there for strike 1 by Duffy.
One. 1-2.
That more of the slider.
They knew they were going to face some good pitching on this road trip. First in St. Petersburg, then in Cleveland. For the backstop, 2-2. Trying to improve to 24-12 on the road. Dribbled up the line, foul. Two and two. Into center field. Hicks with a scorching line drive base hit.
Hicks picks up his second hit.
And it'll bring up Jacoby Jones.
The 9th hit for the Tigers here this afternoon.
Jones, an RBI double his last time up. Dropped a soft line drive in front of Buxton. Byron tried to make a catch and it bounced past him for a double. Strike one with Hicks trotting to second base. Again, defensive indifference. Breaking ball, left it up. 71 miles per hour. That's a much different pitch than what we've normally seen Duffy throw.
Yeah, trying to take something off that curveball.
Having some fun on the dugout. Hook, foul. And Duffy's one strike away again. Let's talk it over with Garver.
No time to start thinking.
We're back before you convert it
1 and 2 to Jacoby Jones.
Like Perez holding court down there.
And that will do it. Good finish to the ball game. Good finish to the road trip as the Twins will head home with a 6-4 road trip.
Well, the Twins had their hitting shoes on today behind Jake Odorizzi. He wins his 9th on the season. So early run support, and it just kept coming. Good job by the offense.
Twins kept tacking on runs and comfortable win. And it'll be a comfortable ride home as well. Twins Live will recap it all for you in a moment.